didn't, and I certainly didn't give a shit at the time. And but I mean, that all being said, I didn't get diabetes from any of that, so that's a good thing. But I never. This is why, like, when I went to NA and AA separately, I've been to both. I never understood any of it, because the first thing is like you said, you have to put yourself into the belief of a higher power. I was told it didn't have to be God as specific, no, but just that there had to be a higher power. And I just said, why? Well, because you have to realize that things are bigger than you. Yeah, but what the fuck does he have to do with it?
Well, it's the fact that you have to recognize that you can't control your life and someone else has to.
No.
As far as I understand it. You've lost control of your life and you're getting him to take care of it for you.
He's not controlling my life. I'm following a bunch of scripture created by man on how to deal with addiction. God didn't create this. God didn't create NA or AA. Has nothing to do with God. Has nothing whatsoever to do with God. It is a man-made, man-created program to deal with a man-made, man-created disease, if you will.
Yes, science.
So, no, your God has nothing to do with this. The other thing was again, a lot of this stuff, more along the lines of with AA, and depending on the case, but for the most part, again, teaching people to never touch alcohol, not necessarily the smartest decision.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You don't teach them to go dry and become a preachy douchebag. What you do is you teach them how to function properly.
Ideally.
See,
yeah.
I didn't need to go through, because the third point that I didn't understand about these was that they all, and this is where Eric said, like, no, they're all the same. And correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, with your experience, but every experience I had with it, it is literally just a group of people. All they're doing is talking about the times that they got wasted. People would kind of laugh and giggle at some of the stories.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're done the story, they would say, but now I'm this much free, so I don't do that anymore.
Except for me.
And they all sounded really sad.
They said, hey, does the guy from Vancouver want to talk? I was like, oh, great. Because when you're new, you always have to talk, right?
Yeah.
So I stood up, and then I was supposed to talk about self-pity, and I was like, I didn't feel it, don't feel it now, didn't lose control of my life, just had no more money, and I was struggling with my podcast, and I said, really, I don't feel bad about it. I don't pity myself. I don't feel like I need to sit here and shit on myself all the time. That was then, this is now. Let's get on with it. I also passed out a tremendous amount of our cards, letting people know that if they want to sit in a group of people and talk, we've got a group of 10,000 that we talk to every night. So they're more than welcome to come on our show. The real kicker was, at the end, we were all standing outside in the parking lot smoking, and there were 3 dudes from my high school there.
No shit.
At the meeting, this one guy came up. He said, "Is your last name Hunt?" And I was like, fuck, yeah, sure is. So I wouldn't embarrass anybody by naming them. It was
John,
good that they were there, and it's nice to see that people are taking care of themselves.
No, I'm not talking about it, because we're going to get in trouble.
But yeah, that kind of sucked. I was like, so how have you been for the last 25 years? Well, now you know, don't you? Because I'm at your fucking drug meeting. But I'm there with a smoking hot chick who's half my age, so that's a good thing.
That's the important thing.
She's doing really well for herself. She goes to 4 a week. I don't think I could do that. But
she goes what?
She goes to 4 a week.
Oh, Jesus.
But she needs them to not do drugs. I have a podcast, so.
Yeah, I guess that's, yeah.
I don't.
Everybody has their.
That. It was very interesting, though. I don't for anyone who has a drug problem, always feel free to get in touch with me and Gord at Eric at ericandgord.world or Gord at ericandgord.world. But on the same note, check out these meetings in your community, and if you don't like one, go to the next one because they're all completely different. And it's a really
your connection
good program.
just got shitty.
My connection got shitty?
Yeah, every time you speak, it's gone all fuzzy and fucked up sounding.
Okay.
Sorry, hate to interrupt that.
It's a really good program for anyone who is trying to clean up their life, and I highly recommend it for you guys. Gord and I are gonna just take a minute and see what the fuck is going on here.
Do you hear that?
No, I can't hear me.
That's fucking crazy sounding. Hang on a minute.
I will turn me on.
Oh, hang on.
See what the problem is.
Okay, everything's fine now.
Maybe
it's my... Fuck, if it's my cable, I'm going to be pissed.
Hang on a sec.
Fuck it.
This is interesting stuff. Hey,
Joys of life.
You know what you guys can do? Well, Eric and Gord try to figure out our little technical problem here. You guys can go to ericandgord.world and buy yourself some t-shirts. For a limited time only, these $27 t-shirts are on sale for $15. I am getting a whole bunch of me here. Like feeding back. Okay, there we go. It's better.
Yeah, it's because I just I unplugged my headphone for a second.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, $27 Eric and Gord t-shirts on sale now for $15. You get two styles, our cover art from the show or the classic Fuck Eric and Gord logo. 5 sizes for men, 5 sizes for women. And there's like a million colors. Go on ericandgord.world and figure out the colors you like. I'm not going to list them all off. You can order those right through the website or get me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Anything you like, we can get those to you in 5 days for only $15. So get them while they're cheap. They're really nice. Gord's going to tell you all about them next week when he gets his first one.
Oh, super stoked, super excited. Cannot wait. I wish I had the initial cash flow. I would have had them. That would have been great to have the hockey game. I would have made an effort to get on TV just to promote it.
Live right now.
It would have been really cool, but we'll have lots of opportunity to do that. We also have for our guests, Gord and I have to decide, but I can get a pretty good price on a couple of gifts for people. So hey, why don't you guys decide? What would you prefer, a keychain or a cool pen stylus?
Ooh.
As we're just going to give these away for whatever fucking reason we feel like.
In curiosity, do you still have those cards?
Yes.
Because I have more.
Oh, cool. Actually, Christy, whose last name I won't name, you owe me a podcast. And we've been talking about that for a very long time. I gave her an advanced deck of cards to be on our podcast. She's a very, very smart nurse lady. Has a university education in sexual shaming and that whole stuff, that whole line. And I thought she'd be a really fascinating guest for us. And I gave her a deck of cards in advance. And she is yet to commit to an episode. She is outstandingly beautiful, and I love her. I'm in love with her, so I will forgive her. For now.
And I, on the other hand, will hunt you down.
Unless you happen to be listening right now, in which case I just made that all up. I was just kidding.
Nice backtrack.
All right, that's enough crap for a while. The only real news story that I brought to the table with me tonight was just the greatest thing ever. And Gord, you have a location for it, and I probably, because I don't. But this weekend, a limo driving flat earther who calls himself Mad Mike was killed in his homemade rocket.
Yes, he was.
How did you not see that coming?
Yes,
a limo.
Now, keep in mind, this is after he had already tried the first one, his first attempt, which he broke his back and fucked himself right up in the first attempt. But yeah, this is his second attempt, and yep, he's not getting a third.
Which part of, well, I drive a limo for a living made you think I could totally build a rocket? That was your first error right there. And this was a grand launch in an attempt to prove that the Earth was flat. By crashing into it? That's not a good way to do it.
And I gotta admit, though, the video for it, which the video doesn't actually show the direct impact, but you can watch the video of the actual launch and of the thing coming down where no parachute came out. It was just
a parachute?
No, he had parachutes.
To put one in.
Well, the last one he did had two, and he deployed both, but the parachutes just basically weren't big enough for the landing.
That's too funny.
I'm not sure if anybody knows, but Mad Mike Hughes, he also holds the Guinness World Record for the longest limousine ramp jump.
Oh my God! I had no idea.
He did a jump of 103 feet at a Lincoln Town Car stretch limousine at a speedway in 2002.
So Mad Mike.
Oh, by the way, so what had happened was at the launch. I forgot this one. When the launch starts, as soon as the thing takes off, the parachute ripped off of it. And it was a steam-powered rocket. So again, this is what happens when you don't use fossil fuels. You got a steam-powered rocket. And then about 10 seconds into it, he just falls straight back to Earth at a top speed.
Well, I am going to give Mike the first honorary... Oh, hey, when I click on that, everything sounds like shit, so I won't do that right now.
That's what I'm listening to, just so you know.
I'm trying to pull something up. I should have had it ready for you earlier. That's just I'm sorry, Mad Mike's family, Mad family, or Hughes family. If you probably like Mad Family, I'm sure.
I just gotta watch this video again. It's so good.
That's really tragic and terrible for you guys. I feel awful. I think it's a good start. I would like more of them to build rockets and try that.
He's 64 years old. Like, how do you not know better at this stage? Like, you're 64. You're not old enough to have Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? Like, there it is. He takes off. There's the parachute, rips off about maybe 20 feet off the ground. Parachute safely floats down to Earth.
It seems like a good time to start. Like, well, I'm 64. I drive a limo. I think it's time to build me a rocket.
Like, literally this thing falls nose down at top speed. Just, I do mean to laugh because, again, this is a grown-ass adult who the very first time he did this almost killed himself and still thought he was smart enough to pull this off. When, to quote him from his first thing, just so everybody knows, this is the man who said that, oh, fuck, come on, computer, stop being so jumpy. He literally called this thing a fucking death machine. It was always his dream to... There it is. In 2018, he propelled himself about 1,875 feet into the air, deployed one parachute to the second, but still had a hard landing in the Mojave Desert in California, and he injured his back. This thing wants to kill you 10 different ways, he said after launch. This thing will kill you in a heartbeat. This is what he talked about, his own creation. And yet still ended up creating a whole nother one, and he built it. No, it's... My story is really incredible, he once told the Associated Press. I got a bunch of storylines, a garage-built thing, I'm an older guy, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, plus the flat earth. The problem is it brings out it brings out all the nuts also. Says the guy who built his own fucking rocket, you moron.
That is awesome. Well, Mike,
I don't wish his family well wishes because I think this family has finally been fucking laid to rest with this fucking moron in their bloodline. He will not be reproducing anymore. He doesn't have to worry about fucking infecting your family with the utter stupidity that is his fucking ignorance. I think the world is better off.
Yes, science.
Fuck you, Mike.
Mad Mike, I think you're a pioneer, and I love you, and this is for you.